Hi, faithful fans of Stalking the Wild Autoharp. First, let me send out a rousing thank you to my patrons over at patreon.com who are doing us all the service of helping me help you learn all about the Autoharp. And I wouldn't and couldn't do it without them. If you would like to support this program, please head on over to patreon.com/HalWeeks, kick in a few bucks a month, and keep me keeping on. Okay, so let me tell you what generated this. We're going to do a new series. And that series I've chosen to call the Idiot Zither. That's right. The Idiot Zither, because this, it's a slang term for the Autoharp. Another name, what do you like, Scratchbox better? Sometimes I feel like an idiot when I play this instrument, and there's a lot of reasons why. I know that sounds shocking, but it's true. And let me tell you, I started this video out thinking about just turning it into a bitch fest about all the things that, the weird sounds that the Autoharp makes and the weird things that you have to do to keep going on this and all the difficulties there are in playing this instrument. Things, problems that come up, blah, 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 bitch, 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 bitch. Well, I set out to make a list of all the different complaints I have. And I made a list, and there's about 30 things on the list. And I didn't want this to turn into that big of a gripe session. So I decided, hey, wait a minute. Everything on this list has an answer. Everything on this list, there's a way to fix it. Everything on this list is what we call in marketing the pain point. And everything has a solution. And what if I made it a series and addressed each one in a little brief video? And so that's my plan. And I've got this long list of problems and solutions right here in my Gmail box. It's that long. And I'm just going to start going through it, and I'm going to make a number of these while I sit here right now, and then I'll cut them apart and turn them into a series that I can release over the ensuing weeks, months, maybe even a whole year of things that I can talk about sitting right here today. And so some of these you might not see for a few months come out, but some of them might come out sooner rather than later. So that's what you can look forward to, is my problems, concerns, complaints, struggles, and yours too, because a lot of these are gleaned from questions that I get through my email. We hear at the shop. Questions that I've heard over the years. I used to hear them on Cyberpluckers when I was on there. And the same questions, same problems, the same concerns keep coming up again and again and again. And so this is going to be about that. First complaint, limited keys. That's right, we all struggle with this on the Autoharp. We only have so much room for chord bar buttons, and the more chord bar buttons we stack on, the more problems we have with the sound of the instrument. What can we do about that? Well, you can get another Autoharp or a third Autoharp, and you can set them up in other keys. Most of the time, folks who are struggling with not having enough keys on their Autoharp are folks who are working, say, from hymnals, and you're working from a hymnal that's got hymns in A flat and D flat and B flat and E flat, and you don't have those on your Autoharp, and you'd like to be able to just play right from the hymnal, but you have to change the music to fit the Autoharp. I feel your pain. It's a folk instrument. folks, and it plays. It could be worse. You could have one key. The original auto harps had one key or two keys. I fixed one up the other day that had three keys. It had 5 chord bars on it. So we've come a long way, folks. We have more keys to choose from, but it's still a range of about 5 or 6 keys on the average 21 bar instrument, and that's the most that you could get on. If you played dulcimer, you'd be playing everything in 1 or 2 keys, unless you had a chromatic dulcimer. So be happy that you have what you have. If you go the direction of a diatonic, you'll only have 1 or 2 keys. We'll be getting into that in another number. You have to change the bass strings, because the bass strings only support, on a standard tuning, on a chromatic auto harp, the bass strings only support really 3 keys. That's right, C, F, and G. No sharps and flats. That's C, G, which is 1 sharp, and F, which is 1 flat. And then you have the key of D, which has 2 sharps, but it starts dropping some bass notes out. And you have the key of B flat on the other side of F, 2 flats, and that starts dropping out bass notes too. And the further and further you get out from the key of C, the less bass strings you have, and the more it's going to sound like this when you strum your bass notes. And so you have to change the bass strings to get into other keys. That's the best way to do it. Then you've got several auto harps to carry with you or to have sitting around at your house. Keep in tune, but then you can play in those keys. In standard auto harp land, you're dealing with a folk instrument that only has room for certain chord bars, and if you put on more strings, then it gets harder to damp, and you have to push down with more muscle effort. It doesn't work so well. You got to reach around it or keep it on a table, and there's all kinds of issues that come up. And so breathe deep, Hal. This was problem number 1, limited keys. Okay, folks, I'm happy now. I'm strumming. This has been Hal Weeks for Idiot Zither. Stay tuned for the next exciting episode in my complaint series called Stalking the Wild Auto Harp, Idiot Zither.